Well, hello everyone, my name is Melvin and welcome to another video. Today I'm playing Nuclear Throne, but I'm not just gonna sit there and play the game. I'm actually gonna talk about stuff, because I have a story to tell you guys, and I think I might have talked about it before on my channel, which is interesting, but it doesn't really matter because I can go on about the subject for a long period of time this time because I've come further in my life. So what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about my past, alright? When I was a little young kid, probably about the age of 7 years old probably. At that point, you know, I was in primary school and I had quite a few good friends. I had two other boys that I was really good friends with, and you know, we used to chill in the afternoons, like pretty much 2 times a week, and it was all good. And then, you know, school was school, so we didn't really go into the late evenings. You know, we were 7 years old, and you know, that's like way too young for that kind of stuff, but it was good times. And then in the 5th grade, so 2 years later, it turned out that one of these friends ditched me for someone else. It was, you know, children of young age are really harsh. They can be really harsh, and they don't really care about others. They care about themselves and not about others. And I noticed that. Well, I didn't realize that, you know, at that age, but I realize it now, and it was terrible for me because I lost my good friend, and in a way that it was not that he just told me like, hey, I don't want to be friends anymore, but it was just like I wasn't invited to his birthday party anymore at some point, and that was weird because I had no idea why. We were like the best of friends for like the past 3 years, and that was a dumb idea, but I was not invited, and that was crazy. So that, you know, mentally broke me, which is bad. But back in the day I was a very different person from what I am now, and I mean that in the sense that I was very easy to bully. I was the person, you know, if you... I'm dead. I was the person that if you bullied him, or if you bullied me, I would get mad. I will start hitting you. I will start being angry. I will start screaming, and I'm dead. Wow. And it was, you know, I was an easy target. And obviously that turned out when I didn't have a friend to get my back anymore, because, you know, the other friend I had was not really a supportive friend. It was just a person like me who actually had nobody else. So we had each other, but we never really stood up for each other. And since I was the one getting bullied, I was on my own. If I was in the break getting bullied, there was no one to help me. And obviously that's terrible. And I was alone for, you know, the last, the last 3 years of my primary school, and that was not good, alright? It wasn't good times when it comes to socializing. Obviously I started playing video games back then, because I didn't really have anybody else to play with. So instead, when I finished primary school, I thought to myself, hey, I'm going to secondary education right now, and I'm gonna get a new chance, right? I'm gonna start over fresh. I'm gonna find new friends, and it's gonna be all good. So let's kill Big Bandit here before I can concentrate again. So, you know, I got into secondary school, and it was in another town, so all the people I knew already were like that one friend that I had that ditched me, and well, and some other people that I had, you know, they were from my hometown, but I never really knew them. So, you know, I could hang out with them. And yes, I did get some friends, but some of them, you know, they were friends, but only for like cycling back and forth to school and not really much else. And once again, that was fine for me, but I did get one other friend from a town very, very close to mine, actually. And we used to hang out a lot, and, you know, most afternoons we would stay at either one's place to play games or just play outside, whatever. You know, we were still like 12, 13 years old at this time. And, you know, it was good times. I was happy again and I was having fun. But then all of a sudden, the same thing happened again. I was not invited to birthday parties. He started bullying me. This was actually a worse event than the first time, because what used to be my friend actually started bullying me this time. And that was like, for me, the moment that I was like, shit, is it me? Is it not them, but is it me? Because why would I lose two friends, you know, two good friends, to start bullying me? And I felt like, well, this must be me. And I was like, hey, the new chance did fuck up as well. And this was like, you know, in 3rd grade of secondary education, which is like ages 14 probably, ages 14, 15, something around that age. And it came, you know, it really brought me down. Fucking hell, that assassin. It really brought me down that I didn't really know what to do. What was that? Machine gun? Yeah. And it got me kind of into a depression, you know? When I was home alone with my parents, it was all fine. I never told them anything. I never told them I was unhappy, because I didn't want to make my parents sad. And it turned out that I was actually very, very unhappy on the inside, and I never really realized this until I started thinking about it. And that was a terrible idea. It got me so broken up inside that I actually got to a point where I legit started thinking about committing suicide. I wanted to end my life. That's how bad I felt. And, you know, I had no girlfriend. I had never had a girlfriend at that point. And I was just feeling terrible. I was miserable. I didn't have any friends. No friends at all. I was getting bullied once again because, you know, once again, I was the one kid that always got angry when you just, you know, bullied him a little bit. And they were bullying me more in the sense of ignoring me than, you know, being actual assholes and hitting me and stuff. They were more so ignoring me than actually being very harsh. And that for me was the worst thing to do, because I was the one being depressed and I was the one that needed friends. And obviously I didn't talk to anyone about actually being depressed, because I didn't really want to talk about it. That's what depression does with you, you know, you don't want to talk about it. You keep it to yourself and you'll stick being miserable. And then came the time that the classes got, well, I could say messed up a lot. You know, we used to have the same groups of people in the same classes for the past 3 years. And then when I got to 4th grade, I'll just call it the Dutch grade system, the 4th grade of secondary education, the classes got mixed up a lot. So no longer was I in the class with the bullies or the people that I knew from class 1 and on, but I was mixed up with other people. And these other people turned out to be very, very nice. And I found some people, also some people who had to redo a year because they failed. And I accepted everyone because I was open to anyone at this point. I didn't give a fuck anymore. I'm nearly dead. I didn't really give a fuck anymore. And I met this one guy who I don't think watches my video, so I can openly talk about it. But if you do watch this video and you don't agree, then tell me, obviously, but there was this one guy that I really got into contact with, or in the sense that we became good friends, and also with 4 other people. So I had a group of friends, and it cheered me up so much, but it turned out that this one other guy that, you know, I became kind of closest with in the group, was depressed as well, and he was in the same situation. He kind of wanted to commit suicide as well. And it turned out that we talked each other out of it, and it was crazy. Because I finally got friends, finally got a group of people that I can connect with in and outside school. And it was just a lot better for me. And it was tough, you know. It's not really something that you should be proud of, being depressed and wanting to commit suicide and all that jazz. But then finally having friends, it was really, really good for me. And it really turned my life around. I started being happier and I started enjoying my life. And I got the feeling of wanting to not live out of my head. And I actually talked to well, I used to have a lot of fights with my mother as well, usually concerning school. And during one of those I just said, you know, it kind of just flew out of my mouth really, that I was depressed like that, or had been, and she had never known that, and that was obviously for her a terrible realization that I had been feeling so miserably. And that was the moment for her that she realized, shit, I need to be a lot less strict on him. And that also for me was a great help, because no longer was she pushing me so hard to do well in school. And I got a lot more freedom, and that really helped me as well. And I got a lot happier, and I also had come into a state of not giving a fuck about what other people think. So because, you know, 2 great friends of mine ditched me just like that, it wasn't about them anymore. It was about me now. If you're gonna fuck me like that, I'm not gonna give a fuck. Just go with whatever the fuck you want, and if you don't like me, that's fair. I will not like you either. If you like me for what I am, that's fine. I'm not gonna act to be different. And that was the point where my life started to turn around, alright? That was about 4th grade, and I had become this one guy that that was, you know, the person that to always get bullied. I turned into the guy that never got bullied. And oh, terrible idea. It was funny because then in the next year I was doing terrible in school because I was enjoying my life and I was doing a lot of stuff that was not school related, alright? And that messed me up. I got bad grades and I didn't pass the year. I'm talking about 5th year right now, out of 6. So it was the pre-exam year, I guess. And it turned out that I was doing terrible, so I had to redo the year. Well, I didn't exactly have to, but I didn't want to fail the exam year. I didn't want to do the exam twice, so I thought, hey, if I do the 5th year again, I don't have to do the exam twice. And that was a smart idea. So, but obviously, I was afraid because I would lose my friends. Well, not exactly lose, but I would get into a new group of people. The people from a year below me, and that was scary. Let me just lower my audio, it's so loud for me. I can't think, man. And it turned out that those people were very, very kind to me. I found friends and I realized, shit, not giving a fuck about what other people think is the way to go in life. And that's crazy because, you know, people always tell you, care about people and show people love and show people affection and whatever not. And they will like you. But no, it's just be yourself. If they don't like you, that's fine. If they do like you, then that's even better. But don't worry about it. If they don't like you, don't give a shit. And that really, when I started to realize that, it made life a lot easier because I actually got friends. I actually got people that liked me for who I was and not for who I wanted to be or thought I needed to be, really. Oh god, this is hectic. Let me just concentrate a little bit here before I continue on the subject. I'm not nearly done yet. I think. There we go. Alright, so at that point, you know, I was in pre-exam year again, and I had a good group of friends. But the funny thing was, one of the people in that group was actually the friend of the, you know, the second friend that ditched me, let's put it that way. And he was the one that, you know, used to kind of bully me as well. But we became friends, and it's the weirdest thing, like, because I became such a different person. Oh fuck. I clicked on a pop-up from AVG. Oh, and now my key is stuck. Oh! What was that? And we became friends, and that's the weirdest thing, because he used to be a bully when I was my old me. And when I became the new me, which, you know, new year, new me, but no, not really. But when I was the new me, he actually appreciated me, and we became friends. That's a crazy thing to realize that is possible. So, a lesson to you guys all is just be yourself. It's cliche that people say it, but really, it's the truth. Be yourself, be who you are and who you want to be, and not who other people want you to be. And it's really true. It's unfortunate that it's a little bit cliche, but it's really how it works. At least that's how I experienced it. So, you know, those years were really fun. I had friends and I had people who liked me for who I was. This is a little bit intense now that I'm in a loop. So let me just focus a little bit every now and then. So I turned out to have friends at that point, and that was great. Because it made the year a lot easier to go through. All the feelings about not wanting to live anymore were truly gone. Which is very good, obviously. And it was great. It was a great time. I passed my exam and it was all good. But then, obviously, I was gonna go to university. And in the back of my head, I was scared again to not find friends. And obviously I didn't need to really, because I was who I was and people enjoyed me or liked me for who I was previously, so why not this time? Oh god, I do not want anything to do with that guy, really. Okay, this is not so good situation. I'm just gonna use this. I had seen it, I didn't know whether to use it or not. I want to know where the shielder is. The shielder is dead. Alright, back to this thing. And, you know, I was... back in the head, I was still kind of afraid to not find friends. I don't really know why. I didn't need to be afraid, I think. But it was weird. I think I'm gonna go with Anomaly. I love Anomaly. Alright, so... I did get scared. But it turned out to all go good. Spoiler. So I started to go to university in a town way out. Or a city way out, actually. And it turned out to be great. Not only great fun and very enjoyable the study itself, but also the people were just really nice. Obviously it helps that you all have common interests. And actually all the people we got thrown into, you know, they just made groups like, hey, these are 16 other people, you're gonna hang out whether you like it or not. They kind of forced you into a group and they forced you to be friends, kind of. And it worked. We all have common interests, you know, we are all, almost all gamers, we all have IT interests. So we may as well be friends. I think I'm gonna use this now. I'm not sure, because the double flame is actually really good here. There we go. And I now have 16 people that I know very, very well, that I can easily communicate with and have good times with. I can play games with these people outside school. I can hang out, take a pizza for dinner and just have a good time. And I never had that before, and I'm so happy to have it now. And when the Melvin man commented on my last video where I talked about uni life a little bit. Wow, I'm nearly dead. That was terrible. Where I talked about uni life a little bit, I realized... Fuck, I'm dead. I'm not done talking yet, so I'm gonna play a little bit more with fish. I realized, fuck, I am really in my place here. I am where I need to be. I am doing what I'm enjoying. It's gonna be good for my future. And I have friends. It's actually great. And it's weird to go from being so depressed and so unhappy to make such a minor change to your life. Or it's a big change really, but you know, such a small time difference really, to go from wanting to kill yourself to being very, very happy and enjoying everything you do. And it's great. And I really appreciate all the people who have come into my life and who appreciate me for who I am. That's really great. And I don't want to get sentimental here, but it's really true that it is great now. I'm very happy with my current situation, and I hope it will just stay like this and will never go bad again. Obviously, you know, we are all getting older and we're all growing up, becoming adults, and bullying is not really an adult thing, even though, you know, adults do it. It's the strangest thing, but it's not really an adult thing, so as you get older, it should happen less and less. But if you ever feel down and unmotivated, don't let it sink in. One of the things that I also learned is to not let it get to you. Don't be thinking like, oh man, I'm so sad, oh I feel so terrible. Don't do that. Don't stay thinking about it on your own, but talk to someone. Talk to someone, express your feelings, and they will help you. Just be yourself. Have a good day. Thank you very much for watching. I'm surprised that I got this entire video's worth of talk here. That's a long time ago. Oh man, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.